I'm back, and I'm gonna back up on the power of attorney deal. On power of attorney, they have to know, even though somebody's got dementia or Alzheimer's, as long as they know what's going on, Georgia law allows them to change papers. Needless to say, they don't allow people to coerce or trick people into changing papers like they did. Like I said, every time they called us talking and found out it was about changing paperwork, they actually would put more lockdown tactics or motives on him. They stopped him from walking 2 miles a day. They stopped him from going to the mailbox. They closed the curtains in the living room. And this is a guy that, when I first lived there, or first moved in, was adamant about being able to see out the back porch, see out the windows, because he wanted to see everything. So they started enclosing him in the house. When they would leave, Ty would, or his partner would go to his other boyfriend's house, 3 hours away. They would drive the trip, or Con would take him and drop him off downtown, and pretty much leave Grady at home, and dared him to come and answer the door or talk to me if I was to knock on the door. As soon as the Con started taking over and doing all this stuff, Grady started going downhill. Grady was fine. He went through cancer surgery, his HIV, and he was HIV positive. And basically, his cancer surgery went fine. He healed great. He was fine up until this guy came in and started all this. Grady realized he made a mistake. I have several videos or video audios where me and him were talking, and he's asking me what he should do and all this stuff. And of course, I'm telling him, I said, you need to get the power away from him, and that's not coercion. That's just me seeing what's happening. And if they wasn't doing anything bad or something they were concerned about someone else taking over, like stealing money or embezzling money or whatever, why are they concerned about him changing the power of attorney? So anyway, 4 times. 1 time we got to the notary. 3 times we did not. Each of those 3 times he got locked down more, to the point to where they spray painted the windows so he couldn't see if I was outside or not. They had him believing that I had moved. I have audio stating that, he knew I moved. He knew Larry moved. He knew Kevin moved. I hadn't moved. They had told him the things they were purchasing, TVs, computers, that the insurance was paying for it. Had him believing that homeowners insurance was paying for the things they were purchasing because they kept buying things. And further, when you're a power of attorney, you do not meddle or combine monies, or you keep your shit separate and the principal separate. The agent is separate than the principal. You don't mingle money. They mingled money. The convict was handing out cash. The convict had everybody believing him. He's 61, 62 years old. This dude showed me his boyfriend's in prison. When he was in prison, I have text messages from this guy stating that he was the kingpin, the drug dealer's stash man, because he was such frail and old looking that they would never believe that he would be the one to hold the drugs for the king or the drug king in jail, in prison. And he was. I have text messages of him admitting that. What else? I mean, it's on and on. I'm having a bad day today because I'm probably going to be out in the street in a day or two. Have to return this car. You know, I mean, anyway, power of attorney never got switched back, but what he didn't realize is once they tricked him into signing to revoke me and got it stamped, that's proof in court for me that they knew they were no longer power of attorney, because you can't put one on top of the other. In Georgia, you revoke one and put one into power. You can put two into power at the same time, but only one at a time. You can't put one on top of another. So them revoking me and never reinstating or reapplying Con, his power of attorney, meant he was revoked as well, because he revoked himself basically. And from January 22nd till July 11th, he was acting as power of attorney of Grady Lee Payne. Basically went to court in the eviction process when they finally tricked me into working for rent. You know, I'd fix the roof, I'd fix the lawnmower, cut a tree, and I wouldn't have to pay rent. Well, that was a trick, because they took it to court and said I didn't pay rent, that they want to flat out evict me. And we'll go into that next video.